breaths. Start sorting out what fades away. Some things that stand the test.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gascally Stamus, aka CO2 Games, here with another episode of the Replication Anecdotes. This is episode number 102, here in the 4th season of the My Gaming Diary series. Broadcasting live to you today from Twitch. And you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. So I have some new gear in place today, and I'm struggling a bit to verify that everything is configured correctly. This is sometimes, unfortunately, what we have to go through. So it sounds like we've got good voiceover commentary coming out into the live stream. What I don't know is why I don't have in-game audio coming into my headphones. Mic volume. So I'm a little hesitant. So this is a first boot episode, and so I'm a little hesitant. I don't want to bring up the new game. Until we know that we've got good audio coming out in the live stream. So let me start something else and see. Until we know that we've got good audio. I think we definitely have game audio coming in the live stream. I don't know where I'm not getting it in my headphones though. Let's see. Okay, can we verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream? And can we verify we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream? So can we verify we've got good voiceover commentary coming out on the live stream? So can we verify we've got good voiceover commentary coming out on the live stream? Okay, so we apparently have everything going. This is just going to be a little weird for me. So apparently with this microphone, I cannot hear in-game audio unless I turn on the self-monitoring, which I don't like, because then I can hear the mic, which I don't really want to hear my own mic while I'm in-game. But I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started with the first boot of Trials Rising. So, I have never played a Trials game, so this is going to be a entirely brand new experience for me. But hopefully it will be enjoyable. I will, in fact, what I need to do is, I haven't checked yet. So, okay, there it is. So yeah, I think if I wind up bouncing off of Trials Rising, again, I have never played this game before. I'm a little concerned that A, I'm not going to get into it. B, I'm more concerned that it's going to be the kind of game that I only want to play for like an hour or a couple, or, 45 minutes at a time. If that turns out to be the case, I think what I will do for part of the time is I will get started on Vanquish, which is a game that I have long wanted to play. I think this is by the same developers that do Bayonetta, and I've been wanting to check it out for a very long time. It didn't get a lot of press back in the day when it came out, so we may be checking that out. But if I stick with Trials Rising, then we'll just play that the whole time. So let's go ahead and get started with this first boot episode. And I am going to need to do one more item in pre-flight, just in terms of checking how the audio mix balance actually sounds out on the stream. I guess the one nicety is that I can hear the audio mix balance, but generally what I try and do is I try and have the in-game audio kind of turned up in my ear, which causes me to kind of make sure that because I'm always trying to make sure that I can hear myself over the game, even just without the self-monitoring, so it helps me keep my volume level up, because I have a bad tendency to often kind of drift off, and then my voice level gets low. So while we've got the music playing, I'm going to go ahead and do that audio check and just see how the audio mix balance sounds. Generally, if my voice level is up over the music, then we should be good, because the in-game audio tends to be lower. The music always blares in game menus. Alright, so it sounds like that's a pretty good audio mix, so I'm just going to run with that. If anybody comes into the live stream and feels like it's off, of course you guys can let me know. Now, hopefully there's no shenanigans here of me needing to sign into Ubi Play or any kind of goofy monkey business like that. Not absolutely certain how long we're going to push for today. I'm definitely running behind. And I was out of the office yesterday, so... Well, I would appreciate a tutorial, because I don't know anything about how to play this game. Oh, monkey business. No, 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 being... No, 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 no! Reset the checkpoint. I'll just restart the track. No! Man, that rotation. No, I don't know. Ah! Man, I feel like the, I feel like the control is really sensitive. Like it takes a long time to get control of the over-rotation. Yeah, we might be sticking with this for the full time, so that should be pretty interesting. I couldn't get a hold of it. Alright. Man, it just seems like when you I can't do like one 360, it feels like I have to must do a second loop because the momentum is just oh wow. Definitely struggling to get a handle on the controls right now, but hopefully we'll eventually settle into it. It's like there's this point where you have to start the counter rotation. Oh! Alright, here we go. Oh no, there's more? I thought that was it. Man, it's like every jump I'm like, no! Okay, so for that one we're just going to reset at the checkpoint. Yeah, resume game. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. I'm trying to hit B. I'm definitely not fully understanding what I need to do there. So I guess that just lets you get your feet wet. Now, I want to say, I've got to go back and look at the history. I want to say that the first Trials was problematic in that it had a lot of unsavory content in it that was also kind of frivolous. Like, it didn't really add to the gameplay. I don't think it was met with a lot of critical acclaim. I want to say the second one, they backed off on that. And that one was a little more palatable to everyone. I believe the audio mix is okay. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and run with it. It's a horrible allergy day today. No, I just got done revisiting Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation 3. So I'm kind of warmed up into my vehicular mode. Sure. Sure. It's very interesting. I had no idea that crossplay was available on Trials Rising. So this is the stuff that I got for getting the deluxe edition. Amazingly enough. Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to unpack this game and understand exactly how it's supposed to be played and exactly how the progression system works. So let's talk about the tech that's being used to render the live stream this morning, because like I said, I have a few new pieces of gear in place. Oh, no, don't start me. Just get my coffee. I haven't started the timer, so I'll have to restart that. So, can I restart it? Yeah. Oh, man. What I really need to understand is I really need to figure out where I need to start the counter rotation to pull off just a simple back flip, forward flip. No! It's very specific, I could say that. It is not jumping out at me from where I would think. Okay, well, now maybe I got it. Oh! Yes, you didn't. And if you don't start that counter rotation soon enough, like there's no reeling it back. There's definitely a point where like it would be better for me to go into a second flip. So I know this is painful watching me try to get through this. Again, I've never played a Trials game. And he just got. Oh, I didn't realize that I hadn't wrecked out. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I think part of it too is that when I'm pulling back on the stick to the left, I mean it's really imparting momentum, so I need to. This is going to be a struggle. For me, this is the type of game I don't mind struggling with, but it sometimes might be unpleasant for other people to watch me. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh. I gotta figure out how to get momentum up. Like, I don't know. Once you're at that point, I don't understand how you recover that. I think what I'm getting into is I'm getting into this mode where I feel like I always want to be... It feels like unnatural to not be yanking on the stick in one direction or another, and I need to... Yeah, that's one of those things where... One of those spots where you need to... This is not high scoring. Oh no! I thought I could nail the double. No, I do have a tendency, like I do in a lot of racing games, to when I make an error, to want to go all the way back. I tend to not like. To do a mid. Nope. Over rotated. No. Man, I just, that point of no forgiveness, like that is really eating me up right now. Okay. Go. There we go. Speed, 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 speed. No. Flip it, eh? What's frustrating is you get the backflip there, forward flip here. But I think felt like coming through here. No. And that just happened because I took my eyes off. Flippin' A. Yeah, this is the type of game that I will, like, brute force my way through, but I will by no means ever become, like, par excellence here. Come on, get back. Go. Speed, speed, speed. No. Flipping. Oh, that's frustrating. No, 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 no. Oh, you got almost had it right there at the end. Come on. So I think I'm starting to sense, I mean, to a certain extent, like, as soon as you start the flip, like, you have to start the counter rotation. Almost, but not quite. But definitely, like, midway through. That's what's frustrating, is like you get the jumps and then you still have to keep your eye on the bike the whole time, right, to make sure that it doesn't get loose in reaction to just some road bump. Right. So it's not just in the jumps that you're in danger, it's the whole way through. And that requires a level of concentration.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Slow boat to China. This is gonna be a serious grind. So in play to render the live stream this morning, obviously I'm playing on the Xbox One Scorpio. Wow, this is brutal. This is one of those things where I'm starting to get into my head and doing much worse. Oh. The capture card I'm using is the AverMedia Live Gamer Extreme GC550. So this is they've since released a second one. This is the original unit, and this one has front panel inputs for a microphone and an auxiliary line. And I will probably eventually pipe in some copyright-free music. No, please don't. So I would have normally put a backflip in there, but I decided not to risk that. I made a decision too late to go for that one. Whereas one concern I have is I don't know that I would think that the music in here might be copyrighted, but I haven't muted the in-game music track. Normally how I deal with that, especially for like EA games, like Need for Speed games and whatnot, that definitely use licensed music. See how it goes after I get this first one uploaded. When it comes time to put it up on YouTube. Oh, that was brutal, right in the face. For a webcam this morning, I am using, this is one of the new pieces of gear that's in play. I am using a Panasonic HTC HS80, which is a camcorder that I've had for a while, but the way I'm piping it in the past, I have piped that into the live stream using a Blackmagic web presenter, which is a very expensive piece of equipment. Since then, other devices have been coming out that do the same thing the Blackmagic web presenter does. Then the Blackmagic web presenter is a piece of kind of in-studio equipment made to mate with an ATEM or a high-grade television camera studio switching production unit. And what it does is it takes any HDMI input and pipes it into a PC and basically makes it look like a webcam. You know, I originally purchased it to bring in like a DSLR or a camcorder as a webcam into my live streams. But since then, like I mentioned, you guys have seen me use the Mirrorbox HSV 321, which does the same thing, but is only a $99 piece of equipment. The Blackmagic Web Presenter was about a $500 piece of equipment, and I have a front panel that goes on in a Tyrannex front panel. There's probably another $100 that allows you to view whatever is coming in as the input. Blasted. I don't understand why I'm now all of a sudden falling short on that part of the jump. It's not a problem previously. But the Mirrorbox goes for $99. Now the thing with the Mirrorbox is, what I've found is that every camera that I have has not worked with it. Whereas the Blackmagic has taken my mirrorless ICL camera by Sony Alpha A6000. It has also successfully taken the Panasonic HTC HS80, and it has also taken my Victure Action Cam 1080p with no problem. The Mirrorbox, I don't know if I've gotten it. I think I've only gotten it to work with the Sony, maybe. So it's just been enough of a pain that I tend not to use the Mirrorbox to bring webcams into the live stream. But since then, Elgato has also come up with a piece of equipment that is targeted at the same capability set, the Elgato Camlink. Now, usually Elgato equipment is pretty expensive. I will say, in comparison to the rest of the market, the Elgato Camlink, for the capability that it provides, is actually, is actually pretty reasonably priced at $130. And when I thought about it yesterday, I was like, this thing does what the Web Presenter does, and I can basically buy like 4 of these for what I paid for the Web Presenter. Which I may wind up doing, because I have 3 different kind of non-webcam-y pieces of equipment that I like to use as my live stream webcam. I've got the Blackmagic currently is in a kit to be used with the Victure Action Cam, and so I'm using this one with the Panasonic. I may get another one to use with the Sony Alpha A6000. We'll see. But I think the picture actually looks better than the Blackmagic Web Presenter picture does. And definitely audio integration. So the Blackmagic has had a recurring problem with audio integration of sources. That has made quite a number of people who use it displeased. And I will say I didn't have to monkey. I tend not to use camera audio because I think it's subpar to, specific to dedicated mics. But I will say, right off the bat, when I connected the Panasonic HTC HS80 to the Camlink and brought it in to Elgato's Game Capture HD when I was initially configuring the device, the audio came in immediately without me having to futz with it at all. So that presents some interesting possibilities when it comes to other video content production. Flipping out, like my hardware reviews. Super aggravating. Jeez, and I haven't even started getting into the more extreme tricks. Now it's like I'm not crashing on the flips. I'm crashing on like just the regular road work. I know that there are people who have like played this game since the original and are like extreme experts. That is not me though. I may have to start watching some of them streaming this though to try and better understand. I mean, I understand the physics of it, I'm just not putting together that with my actual that with my controller work. I would readily say, though, being knowledgeable and having a lot of experience playing racing games does not translate natively to this. There's definitely like a specific skill set. I think on like recovering from when the bike gets upset and out of sorts that I just don't have. Flipping over rotation, man. Man, this is just like the second event. I've been trying to get this down for like a half hour. Okay, I also spent a half hour trying to figure out how to unlock a safe in Resident Evil. For some reason, people find that video very interesting on YouTube. Again, I don't know why, but let it roll. Blast it! I got overzealous and overaggressive from the backflip. That seemed to go really well. Like I feel like I'm feeling out that the over rotation catch for the backflip is later, which lets me be more aggressive, but on the front flip it's still it's earlier. Whew. I was like, I don't want to go back and redo that whole thing for botching it there at the end. Oh, gold medal? Gold? Is that gold? I need to make sure I... No, silver. Okay. I'll take the silver. Restart leaderboards. I don't care about leaderboards right now. I was tempted to go check and see and understand kind of how I'm starting off here at the initial. Okay, do I have to do this? Ah, man, I was hoping... Yeah, I guess I have to do this. Great. Fine. Star Trek. For a microphone, that's another piece of new equipment that's in play today. I am using the Samson G-Trek Pro. And the cool thing about the Samson G-Trek is that it has a mixer, a hardware mixer, sound mixer integrated with the microphone. So not only do you get what I am of the mind right now is a Blue Yeti class microphone, but you also get an integrated mixer. And one of the things that I've been finding is that streams are more convenient to set up and higher quality when I use a sound mixer. And over the last few years, I've had a sound mixer, but I've been operating under the paradigm of like I don't always use it. I use it maybe half the time. But as I have been trying to come around to having, you know, multiple stream setups available to support the different platforms that I play on, I've become more of the mindset that more often than not I'm going to use a mixer. And I've been looking for alternatives to the Behringer Xenix. An A? Yeah, I'll take that. So typically I use a Behringer Xenix 302 USB hardware mixer. Did I not open the crate? RB in order to go to the customization menu from any screen. Easter events. So this is going to have season passes. I didn't realize that. The end of the season. Easter gear crate. Sticker. So, I just really want to know where that legendary sticker is that I just got. Man, that isn't stuff you can buy. Okay. Now somehow, I don't know what that means. So that just tells you your sticker inventory. I don't really understand. So I have no accessories. So I'm planning on coming here and just messing with this a little bit. So, moving on to leaning. Okay. Sir Isaac Newton. So the Samsung G-Trek Pro goes for about $130 by itself. I got it in a kit with like another pop filter and a set of headphones and some other stuff. It made it a little more expensive. I actually don't remember exactly how much that was in total. That didn't go well. Ooh. In the face. This kind of reminds me of OG Gran Turismo with the licenses. You have to do all these skills that are not particularly enjoyable. I'll be doing this all day. So my level of frustration with this is I feel like I have to get through all this before the game actually really starts. So you were given a taste of what like full-blown Trials is like in those first two events. Then they put you in what to me is kind of this silly boot camp. And I'm like, I just want to play the game. Yeah, so this is the first production run utilizing the Samsung G-Trek Pro and the Elgato Cam Link. So once this is done, I will get a chance to, review the tape and see how well they both performed. My initial impressions are that I do like them. Oh! This is definitely falling in the category of games that are fun, but that I am not good at. Oh, man. Painful. Yeah, this just requires a level of microsecond skill or focus that I'm not a fan of when it comes to games. That on purpose. And it is just that first, like that first faceplant, like I don't. Not gonna make it that time. Man. Just not getting it. This is actually starting to make me freaking sleepy. This is one thing that starts to make me when I fall asleep is it's the repetitive. Alright. But this is a game that I want to get better at. I just don't know how. And that's one of the things, like, it hits... It just feels like there's so many points where... Like, once the bike gets upset in a certain... like, direction, like, there's just no way to recover the bike. Right? Like, when it hits that... When it tips forward, like... I don't have a sense of, like, anything that I can do to keep from face planting. Like that. And I definitely feel like he... Like, a lot of times he leans forward out over the handlebars, and I'm like, I'm not pushing the stick forward. Come on. Ooh. Definitely got distracted by the blood there, splattered all over the wood. And at this point, I don't care how ugly my completion is. I just want to get through this somehow. This is absolutely, potentially the most frustrating thing I've ever had to do in a video game. I'm sure there have been others, but this is definitely foremost on my mind right now. Ah. Come on, no. Right, so on this first jump, it feels like backing off on the throttle doesn't make it more successful. Like wailing on the throttle. Oh. This is so unnecessary. Like, there's definitely a point where, like, once you're upended, like, no amount of, like, leaning back is gonna get the bike to keep from tipping over, and that's what's frustrating. So like I said, I am piping audio from the Xbox into the Samsung G-Track Pro, and then sending all that audio with my voiceover over to the streaming PC as a singular audio track. Now the G-Track Pro allows you to do that or send it over as 2 discrete tracks, although I don't really know if that gives you any additional controls in OBS. I think OBS still sees it all as one source. I think what it does is if you bring it into a audio or video application that can see multi-track audio, then you could, let's say my audio mix balance wasn't good, then you could go in there and set one audio track to be louder than the other, or vice versa. Man. Like I can't. This is... Alright, what the frick, dude? When riding up a slope and backwards when riding down. Forward when riding up a slope and backwards when riding down. But see, 90% of the time that I'm going into a slope, the bike's tipping forward. Yeah, this is the type of stuff you like to do off stream. Just grind through this and then only do it on stream when once you figured it out. I swear. Come on, man. Stream is about to get decidedly not family friendly. Everything I can to keep from throwing my controller right now. So thanks anybody who's coming into the live stream. I sincerely apologize if you don't want to see me going through a lot of frustration and pain. I would not blame you. I am just not figuring this out. Nothing is more frustrating than getting through like 5 or 6 of those freaking things and then frustrating. Then for headphones this morning, I'm using the Sony MDR V700s, which I have plugged into the headphone output coming straight out of the G-Track Pro. So what's in? So what's enjoyable about this setup is essentially my mic, the in-game audio, and my headphones are all going through the Samsung G-Track Pro. So it's just one piece of equipment to kind of get configured and balanced correctly. Like, the delicacy of control required for some of this is ridiculous. Come on, man. So, usually, with live streams, I usually kind of think about them in three ways, right? You know, did anybody swing through in chat? And did I have an engaging conversation? You know, the overall technical performance of the stream. Like, I am not leaning on the stick. Like, why is he... Like, I don't understand. Like, just then when he's leaning out over the handlebars, like, I am not pushing on the stick in any direction. So I don't understand. Like, there. Like, I don't understand why he's leaning out over the... And then the third part is, was the game actually enjoyable? Game enjoyability is not high right now. And this is, I will admit, I feel like there's a really great game on the other side of this mess, but this is pissing me off. Because I'm pretty certain that, like, all the tracks, right, aren't, like, crap tons of this. But this is taking a, like, ridiculous amount of time to get through. For a skill set that I don't think is, like, it's gonna be something I'm gonna use, like, all the time. Like, I know that you have to use leaning, but I don't think you... I don't think there's a ton of tracks with these recursive, like, boardwalk bumps in sequence. And it pisses me off that this is mandatory. Like, I think that's the thing that frustrates me more than anything. Is I don't like any game that has mandatory tutorials. Like, let me play the game, and if there's a track like this and I can't get past it, then let that be on me. Don't set up some arbitrary freaking training thing. And there's no way that... My problem is that they tell you to lean forward up the slope. Right, but the whole problem... No, like it. Like, I don't understand why he's out over the handlebars like that when I am not leaning forward. What a... Yeah, F off. Like, what a piece of crap tutorial. That pisses me off. Are you kidding me? D's isn't good enough and I have to go back and do... I guess it's because I didn't make the time. Alright, well, at least I got to the B. So proof positive that sticking to the grind eventually gets through. It's freaking frustrating. Wait. No, are you telling me Is it telling me I have to get an A on each thing? Because I'm about to... freaking about to put this game down. And ship this crap back to Amazon. It's absolutely a mandatory tutorial stuff, and then I have to get an A on each one to progress the track. Yeah, that's freaking unacceptable. Really making me angry. So we'll see how it goes from here. If like I think this is an automatic hard pass. Like you don't make tutorials mandatory. You definitely don't require a perfect score on every tutorial to give somebody access to the game. That's a complete crock. And no wonder the freaking game is on sale for $20. 2 months after its release. Pisses me off. I feel like I've just completely like wasted my entire time this morning. Yeah, when I saw gameplay of this game, I just saw like a game that had a great, you know, set of physics puzzles and a great sense of speed. And I may keep at this, but this is definitely not something that I'm going to block off like 4 days of my life to spend trying to get through. So frustrating. Like I shouldn't be made to spend like this amount of time working at a singular incremental skill. Try to get one more rundown, successful rundown on this and see what the time comes out to be, and then in fact I'm 99% certain I'm not going to do this again tonight. For tonight's live stream I will play Vanquish, and then come back to this tomorrow night. I'll probably give it a maximum of about an hour at a time. You know, in conjunction with playing something else. Because, like I said, what's also very frustrating, I'm going to try, admittedly, some of this is on me for being unwilling to use the go back to the checkpoint. If there's a checkpoint in here, but again, like, I don't know if I go back to a checkpoint, you know, after a wreck, I don't know that checkpoint, I don't know how I'm doing time-wise. Like, I don't have a good feel for, you know, was that a good run, and should I just proceed forward from the checkpoint because I was on pace to make time to get an A. Incredibly frustrating. I hate game tutorials. I hate mandatory game tutorials. I despise mandatory game tutorials that require you to complete them with a certain score or grade. I'm willing to bet that part of the problem with this game's sales numbers and the reason why it's already on sale at such a deep discount is because a ton of people have returned it. I think this might be the only time in my life I've ever, like, wanted to go to work more than sit here and play a video game. Seems like there's too many instances where leaning in one direction or another does absolutely nothing. Come on. Wait. Like, there have been decidedly points in that run right there where I was leaning forward or back, and, like, the dude was, like, not leaning forward or back. I think we've covered all the tech that I have in place today to render the live stream. The only other thing to mention is I am using an Elgato Stream Deck, which I'm still a fan of, but one of the things that I've backed off of recently is I backed off of using it for Twitter integration, because somewhere between Elgato and Twitter, the Twitter API keeps rejecting the Elgato login, and it'll like work one time, and then the next time it'll want you to entirely sign back in over again and authorize access, which defeats the purpose of the blasted thing. The whole reason is for the thing to provide automation to keep me from having to walk over to the PC to do the Twitter announce. And it's weird because I've been using the Stream Deck for probably about a year, and it hasn't been like that, but as of late, it's been very unreliable. So I've just gone back to authorizing my Twitter announce on the PC, and then launching it from there, which has, as streaming in general has become more reliable. I've been okay with that. The main reason I prefer to use the Elgato for Twitter integration is I typically like to be able to sit there and watch the stream and verify that it's up and stable before I announce to a bunch of people on Twitter that I'm live, and then have them swing by to find a broken stream. That happens less and less frequently, so and again, with this whole thing being as frustrating as it is, nothing is more frustrating than like getting 90% of the way through. Yeah, there's no real checkpoint on this thing. So I get to like the 8th or 9th hump, and then fail there and have to start completely over again. That's Three seconds ago. Sorry, I finished at a 29.5. What the flock, dude? So I have to finish it in 23.5 seconds to progress. That's... yeah. So that's going to do it for this morning's live stream. Unfortunately, I've burned a bunch of time on this game and pretty much gotten absolutely nowhere. Like I said, tonight I'm going to come back. I'm pretty sure I'm going to play Vanquish. I may play something more recent. I don't know. But thanks anyway for joining in on the live stream. Thanks for people who swung through. I apologize that it's just a game that I'm struggling with. There's some elements of it that make me very unhappy. But I guess that's what you kind of get with some of the experimentation that I go through being a variety streamer. So until next time, happy hunting, take care of yourself, stay safe out there, play the games that you like and stream the games that you love. That's going to do it for me. My name has been Stamus, aka CO2 Games, from the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube. That's going to do it for me. Good day, good luck, and good streaming. I will talk to you guys later tonight. I'm out of here.
Absolute beginners came to Georgetown. They were wearing Harris tweed and pork pie hats. They'd slit your throat and throw you in the gutter. But it's all you can expect from men like that. The bus is bound for Niles Bend and Harbor. The ladies wear perfume to scar your nose. And the only way to reach them is to scare them. But of that you know little, I suppose. It's a magical and mystical performance as you perambulate right down the road, with your pockets full of stardust and perfection, and Jesus on your side and in your soul. She had rings on every finger and 10 bracelets, some touch with powers given by a sage. He had contemplated giving her his wristwatch. The time for him had long since gone its way. Of the city he would shuffle, while spinning on his heels and chewing beef. He had promised her he'd be a vegetarian, but he could not control his lust for meat. Some say she left the streets for greater glory, but others said that she was big with child. Whatever was the truth, it did not matter. He would hunt her down and cut her with his smile. Last time he was seen was by the pawn shop. He traded 2 gold teeth for a sack of corn, and he would plant it on the outskirts of the city as a warning that he would someday return. Said he never found her.